So here we go, family yoga. I hope you're all feeling good. Maybe it's just the little ones on their own today, or if everyone's joining in, you're all very welcome. I'm on my own, which is a bit of a shame. So we'll see how it goes. We're going to start off laid down today. And what I'm using is the eye pillow. So if you've got your eye pillow, you might want to put this on child's belly, or you could use a small toy, you could use one of the blocks. Anything really. It's not heavy, but just something to have a slight awareness of the abdomen. When you lay down, then let's get comfy. You can either lay flat or you can keep your knees bent, however you prefer, with just something around the belly button, basically. It's a little bit of awareness. Or you could just use your hands, actually. If you don't have anything at hand, you could just use your hands. Whatever feels good. Let the arms otherwise relax. Rest into the head and let the whole body feel really heavy. Let the belly relax. And we'll lay still for just a few moments here. So just a few moments before we start our physical yoga practice. And just allow yourself to rest. Breathing in and out through the nose. And see if you can make whatever's on your abdomen rise. So when you're breathing in, you're feeling the rising or lifting. Like a balloon expanding as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, feel it fall back. So see if you can get that sense of expanding, rising as you breathe in. And then feel it fall back as you breathe out. Let's take another 3 breaths like this. And then let's stretch out. So begin to move your arms and legs. I'm going to stretch out my legs in front, arms overhead, stretch from fingers to toes. So point the toes and see if you can make the body as long and tall as you can. Stretching, stretching. Oh, we might have a visitor joining in the class today. Are you coming in, India? Doing some yoga with Mama? And then we're going to curl up into a ball. You're going to join in? Coming in, Nosy? So, and then making ourselves a little ball. It'll just be a few minutes. Of course, that's the reality of our home practice. There's often interruptions, so do your best. Let's roll over to one side, come all the way up and come to a seat. So sit cross-legged. Sit cross-legged if you can, and then bring the hands to the legs. Sit tall, lift up through the chest. See if you can make your spine really, really long. Sitting upright, but pull the shoulders down and back. See if you can pull the shoulders down and back. In fact, let's do that. Let's shrug shoulders up and then down and back as you breathe out. Let's take a twist. So reach the hands around, across the leg and one behind. Again, sit tall, but twist over, turn the head as well. And then the other way, twisting the other way, sit tall. And then coming to the middle. And then when we're gonna scoot back on the mat. So if you're on a mat, just scoot your hips away from the front side and bring the legs wide. So see how wide you can get your legs, but obviously just go with how comfortable you can feel here. You've got the legs wide. See if you can again sit tall. And we're going to imagine we've got a big, well, you can have a big bowl of whatever you like. It could be porridge, it could be syrup, it could be soup, it could be stew, and a big spoon. So we've got our spoon in our hands, our arms are reaching out, and we're going to stir the pot. So you're moving around. Doesn't matter which way you go. So stirring, and of course you're stretching as you're moving around. Feels quite nice. It can be pretty intense, so don't force this position or movement. If it feels a bit awkward, make it gentle. Keep stirring, stirring, stirring. We'll go the other way, right? So we're going to stir the pot the other direction, all the way around, all the way around, all the way. 2 more. Waking up the legs a little bit, waking up the back as well. And then bring yourself to the middle again, bringing the feet together this time. And we call this butterfly pose. So with the soles of the feet touching, the knees are still wide. Maybe hold the feet, or you could hold your ankles or shins. I like to hold the feet and then really gently flap the wings of the butterfly. And this is just to warm the hips up. A little bit of movement in the hips. Steady breaths as you're doing this. And then we'll rock side to side. So just a gentle rocking side to side as well. Feels quite nice. Things moving in the morning. And after this, we're going to stand and we're going to do some sort of sun salutations or moving, flowing movements that wake the rest of the body up as well. So the arms a little bit as well. Okay, so then you bring yourself to the middle and then bring yourself all the way up to stand. And we're going to stand at the top of the mat. So you're standing at the front side rather than the middle. And you've got the feet hip width mountain pose. Reach the fingers down, stand tall. And then breathe in, reach up to the sun. Breathe out, reach down to the earth. Let's do that again. Breathe in, reach up all the way to the sun. And breathe out down to the earth. Breathe into the sun. Breathe out to the earth. This time, keep the hands here and step back. And we're going to take downward dog. So hips high as the feet reach back behind, pressing the chest towards your thighs. Release the neck. And so if you've got any really young children in your session, encourage them, although this is not easy, but encourage them to get the head off the floor. And they might just be holding this for a moment rather than any length of time. But if you're lucky enough to get your head off the floor, relax the neck, let the head hang. Let's breathe in and then out through the mouth. 2 more of those. Let's look forward and see if you can get your right foot between your hands and bring the back knee down. So I've got my right foot. Don't worry. The side, we're going to do both anyway. Lift up through your upper body, reach up to the sky again. Breathe in and breathe out. We're just going to touch the floor. We're going to do that 2 more times. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, just for fun, we're going to jump switch feet a few times. So depending on how much energy you've got and how this feels, when you're ready, switch to bring the other leg forward, but then go again and repeat. Let's do 2 more. Oh, 1 more, because we need to finish on the second side, right? So you've got your opposite leg forward, back knee down, rise up. Breathe in, reach for the sun. And breathe out, hands to the floor. Breathe in, reach the sun. Breathe out, hands to the earth. 1 more. And then all the way down. This time we're going to step back to downward dog again. So sometimes we call this mountain pose, actually. Hips being really, really high. So you're sturdy and strong like a mountain, as in the base of this posture, your hands and your feet, providing stability to help lift up through your hips. And see if you can slow your breath down now. And then we're going to lower the knees to the floor. And then gradually lower the chest so that your hips and chest are on the mat. So you lay down on your front, untuck the toes, so I've got my toes pointing behind. Reach the hands back, float the hands on the floor like wings out behind, breathe in, lift the chest. See if you can hold this position. So we're flying basically with the chest looking forward. And then lowering down. Let's take a little rest. So turn the head to one side, relax your legs and arms. And so for those of you who are a bit more bendy, you might want to try the next thing. If not, you can stay with the previous thing. But bend your knees, see if you can hold on to your feet. You might not be able to reach your feet, so don't worry if you can't. But then again, lift your chest. Feel like you can look forward, lift the chest forward, holding onto the feet or ankles, holding but breathing. Holding the position but breathing steadily through the nose. This is like a reverse boat posture. And what we're going to do is we're going to rock the boat a little bit. So we're going to gently move. Oh, it's a bit awkward. From side to side. Gently move from side to side. A few times. If you can rock your boat. And then roll all the way to one side. So if you can go all the way to one side. And then let's do the same across, of course, onto the other side. So nice and gently, steadily over to the second side. Still holding my feet and ankles. And then all the way to the middle. And then when we get to the middle, relax your arms, turn the head the other way, heavy, relax. And then from here, we're going to use our hands to bring ourselves up to child pose, or sometimes called this mouse pose. I like to call it mouse, actually. Make yourself small. Maybe bring the head to the floor. You can bring your hands to your feet. Mouse pose, slowing everything down. Now we're going to grow from here. So we're going to grow up all the way to standing again. I'm going to take a few variations of tree pose today. And tree pose is always a fun posture. And you can add your own spin on this. So see if you can come up with something creative for your own practice. But when you're ready, take your feet, your one foot, the foot that you're going to stand on, spread the toes, take it as wide as you can. So you're creating a good base. And basically think of the toes and the foot as roots to your tree. So you want them to spread out as much as you can. And then the hands at the hips is a good place. When you're ready, lifting the other foot. Now, if you're able to, you can go higher than your shin. You can bring it above your knee. Or you can have the foot on the shin itself, which is fine, no problem. Stand tall. Tall like a tree. Steady breaths. Let's bring gently the palms together. And you can choose where you take your arms. So we're going to, first of all, bring the arms directly up overhead, if you can, nice and slowly moving as you're wobbling around. No problem, keep reaching up higher, see if it helps you balance. And we're going to take the branches wider. So we're going to branch out, reaching, really, really reaching through the fingertips on each side. And then I've got my palms, my fingers together, but now try spreading your fingers. So the little branches are growing on your tree. And then the next thing I'm going to do is bring the thumb and first finger together. The other fingers are just spread out. I don't know if you can see that very easily. To put flowers on the tree. Put flowers on the branches of the tree. And then we're gonna see what it's like for the tree to experience a little bit of a wind or breeze. So purposely rocking side to side. And just see if you can unbalance yourself and then correct. So even though you're moving and your body's a different shape, once you've moved, can you find a way to steady there and get there, be there and feel calm again? Calming in, even though it's windy, right? So you can move a bit more, you could sway your arms, and you can sway your body if you feel like you want to do that too. And then we'll go back to this wide position with the arms, and we'll come back to putting branches, and imagine that leaves are growing out the ends of our fingers and thumbs. Imagine we've got leaves growing right to the tip of our branches. And then we're going to move the fingers, so the leaves blowing in the autumn breeze, and then the hands and arms coming down as the leaves begin to fall. Let's do that 2 more times. If you're still balancing, great. You might have gone in and out of this a few times. Of course, no problem, reaching up. And then the leaves gently falling down. And then 1 more time like this. Of course, we've got to do the other side as well. So reaching up and then reaching down. And we'll bring the arms all the way down. And eventually resting that foot to the floor. Good. The standing leg might be quite tired now. We were there for ages in that tree pose. Let's take the second side. So think about the roots of the tree on the second side. Spread your toes. Good foundation. Remember, a tree always stands tall, so standing tall. And whenever you're ready, you can bring that lifted foot to the inside of the leg. Bring the palms together. Once you've steadied yourself, nice and slowly moving, reaching up with the arms. And again, if you wobble, aim to stand taller. Then we feel the pressure of a wobble or an imbalance. We try and reach higher. And then we'll bring the arms wide. So first of all, I've got my fingers together, my palms outstretched, fingers outstretched. And now I'm going to open the fingers wide. So grow a little bit wider, putting those little branches on the ends of your big branches. So you're growing a little bit wider. Space between the fingers. And then we're going to add flowers. Or we're bringing the thumb and first finger together to make a circle, like an OK circle. Reaching, flowers on the ends of the branches. And standing tall all the way through this. And then we're going to add the wind again. So this is where you basically choose to challenge. The other thing you could try if you were doing this with your sibling, a friend, or your parents is to gently, and it is really gently, but gently give them a little nudge to one side and see if they can recover, right? So if someone nudges you, how do you rebalance? Well, a couple of clues are to stand tall, like I say, make that standing foot really firm, and then steady out your breath. So a steady breath will help you to recover when things get a little bit unsettled. So at the minute I've still got the flowers on, I'm going to now imagine that I've got leaves on. So spreading the fingers again, imagine the leaves are growing out the end of the fingers and thumbs. And then we're going to gently move the fingers so that the leaves can gently move down or fall down, and move the arms 2 more times. So reaching up. I like to breathe in as I reach up, but otherwise just find a steady breath. So breathing out as you reach down. Again, 1 more of each of these. So breathing in, reaching up. And then breathing out as you gradually bring your arms down, bringing that foot down as well. Let's take a rest. In fact, let's take a rest in this last posture, which feet wider than your hips. So your feet are wider than your hips here, probably as wide as your mat. Bend the knees and then hang forward. Let your arms hang, maybe. We sometimes like to describe this as gorilla pose. So your arms are long and heavy,
Your knees are bent. You can relax your shoulders and arms. You could even add a little bit of swaying, dragging your knuckles along the floor, whatever feels good. Slowing your breath. You might like to close your eyes here. Now from here, we're going to slowly sit down. So bringing yourself back onto the mat, then you might like to lay down. And if you've got something that you used on your abdomen, see if it'll work to bring it now over your eyes. So these eye pillows are great for that. These are scented. It's got lavender smell. Anything else works too, so lay down. Maybe over your eyes, just to close out the light and also to help the muscles around your eyes. Relax. Maybe you want to stretch out, or maybe you want to keep the knees bent. Let's stay here for a few breaths. Now, with the children practicing, don't expect them to stay for as long as the adult might like to stay. But otherwise, feeling that you can both rest together. It's going to be a nice time to just be together, breathe together. And again, feel the breath in and out through your nose. Let the legs feel heavy now. Let the feet relax. Let the toes relax. Jelly legs. Let the belly relax. Let the chest relax. Let the arms and hands, fingers feel heavy. And then the head as well. So the head's really heavy. Let it sink back. Imagine that the head could fall all the way through the floor. How could you let the head fall through the floor? Let the neck muscles do that. So let the neck muscles release the head back. And I will let you choose and decide how long you want to stay in your relaxation. Take as much as you can, as much as your time allows. Thank you for your practice this morning, folks. Take care. Namaste.